accidentally turned it on. Oh my. Anyway, I wanted to do a video today about this idea that I have had in my head for actually many years, and it's starting to kind of come together. A lot of my ideas aren't quite completely solidified, but they kind of linger out there in this, and I entertain them for extended periods of time. Well, anyway, so I remember that people used to say that things would turn into other things in our body, like for example, like if you ate um, actually bread. They said if you eat bread, it turns into sugar in the body, and I actually thought that was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard. Like that just seemed really weird to me. And they also said that the body didn't know any difference between, like, say, maple syrup or or coconut sugar with common processed table sugar. They didn't they People would try to say this, that it just didn't even matter. And I actually, what ended up happening for me was that I experienced it differently. I experienced having maple sugar and having table sugar differently. My body seemed to process it differently. So this got me to wondering, okay, so if we are the placebo, like it is said that we are, if there is such thing as a placebo effect, then I would go to say that our body is somewhat preparing for it even when we have the thought about it. So you think, okay, I like to go get my favorite candy bar. And and then we go to the store, we pick out the candy bar, and so even before it is in our mouth, um, our body is maybe having a reaction to it. Like, for like one example that I thought was so interesting. So I sometimes I actually visualize eating things that I really, really enjoyed eating, but I don't eat them. Like, for example, I liked these little candy raspberries that I used to buy, like at the World Market. And they had these little, like, they had kind of a gummy kind of middle, and then like these little tiny little balls around the edge, and I used to really enjoy eating these things. So sometimes I can actually visualize eating them. I can actually feel what it tastes like. I can I can feel what it is like to eat them, and it makes me wonder if my brain is actually having a chemical reaction to the eating of that, even though I'm not eating it. Which makes me think that we really need to be careful with what we visualize. Because my body doesn't do well with sugar. Okay, so, um, and this goes to point that what I have been saying is the quality of things, the quality of about everything that we do is has an effect on us. So in the candy bar example, if I go to natural groceries and I buy these candy bars that are sweetened with honey and they're really natural and they have really good chocolate, like the best chocolate, and otherwise, or I go and I buy a Snickers bar. It's like it's like one is just clearly better for my body than the other, and will have a different outcome on my body. It will just clearly have a different outcome. I mean, it's sort of like the way that we talk to each other or the way that we talk to children. I know this is a little bit of a digress, but it kind of isn't. If we you know, if we say something, like we can say, I love you, or we can say, I really love you. I love you so much. Or, oh my God, I love you. I mean, like the way we say something has totally different energy, doesn't it? Like we could say the same thing, but it has a different a different feeling depending on how we say it. Anyway, so for me, I am in the practice right now of really, really being selective with my thoughts, the things I'm thinking. And it's like, okay, so back to the paycheck theme that I've been talking about for a while now. I've been talking about money and paycheck. And my focus, okay, so my focus in my brain about money is sort of like the same thing as my focus about food, my focus about how I treat people, also my focus about money, and really and changing my focus about it to the bigger picture that yes, the quote unquote reality is that it is this. However, the belief that it is getting better. And in fact, the holding on to the fact that I have actually doubled my income in the last 6 weeks. I've doubled my income, which is kind of a big thing. And I intend for it to continue to grow exponentially. But if I continue to focus on what my bank account is right in the moment, nothing's going to change. I have to have my focus be on the bigger picture. And that is that my income is increasing exponentially. It is increasing exponentially. So the quality of my thoughts, the quality of our thoughts has such an impact on our life. Anyway, so I'm going to go. I'm going to my candle making job today, which I really love. I had gone on Monday, and I go every other Wednesday. I go again, and I had gone in, and I just told them I just absolutely love these candles. Like they had given me one, and I have it on my table, and I burn them every day, and I just absolutely love them. Here's to candles, and the quality of these candles. Like she puts in like non-GMO and does all these special things with the soy wax for these candles. They're just and the fragrance doesn't give me a headache like other fragrances give me a headache. But these candles, I mean, I even work in the factory and I don't get headaches from it. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm going. Bye.